Hundreds of students from multiple Baltimore high schools staged a walkout on April 15th to demand an end to over-testing, saying it's harming, not helping their education.
The city's made it a graduation requirement, and we don't want that. We think that they're setting us up for failure, and they're setting specifically students of color up for failure. And we finally need to stand up for this because Baltimore City and just the state of Maryland has left Baltimore City and students of color behind, and we are falling behind in terms of education, so it's time for us to stand up.
Baltimore City schools did not respond to an interview request for the story. The action was organized by members of the Baltimore Algebra Project, a student-led organization that rents space from the Real News.
We want freedom, freedom! All these standardized tests! We don't need them, need them! No park, no park! We want freedom, freedom!
City students consistently perform lower on such standardized tests than their peers. The students are singling out the PARCC test, a computerized standardized test created by the education giant Pearson. With the anniversary of the killing of Freddie Gray in police custody just days away, advocates are highlighting how public education continues to implement policies that are harmful to the city's black and brown youth.
Public education failed Freddie Gray. Right? The community of Freddie Gray emerged as a result of the fact that the education system was not designed to make folks in the community responsible and effective managers of power. Right? It's designed to make us consumers and employees as parts of a conveyor belt of a larger global economic framework. And so if we don't address education, then we'll continue to reproduce the circumstances that gave birth to the Freddie Gray incident that we saw last April.
Friday's walkout is just the latest chapter in a growing grassroots movement led by students, parents, and teachers aimed at stopping a testing regime started with No Child Left Behind in 2002 and accelerated by the Obama administration's Race to the Top and Common Core initiatives. Out of the over 20 states that had previously used the PARCC test, the majority have abandoned it this year out of concerns over its usefulness and efficiency. After the walkout, students gathered at Baltimore City School headquarters on North Avenue. The tests are state mandated, but the activists say they want the city schools to partner in their efforts against it. They agree some form of assessment is required. They say they want to prioritize learning and find evaluations that are less harmful. Implementing the PARCC test cost an estimated $100 million, according to the Washington Post. Activists say that money could be better spent.
So one of our rights is rights to better education and job employment. Instead of putting all this money inside the park, they could put it inside of educational system. They could put it inside of more jobs. Put that money towards youth work so they can build the money and in order for the students to get paid and get money for the summer.
From Baltimore, this is Jessel Noor.